Alright, here we are on lesson 34, writing and graphing inequalities in real-world problems. So this is taking what we did yesterday and giving it, an actual scenario, and we'll have to write an inequality for that. There are two important phrases though I want you to write at the top that we're going to be hearing a lot of in this lesson. And the first one is at least, and the other one is at most. Alright? So if I say I want to make at least $200, that means, I want to make $200, but I could also want to make more than that. So our symbol for at least is greater than or equal to. We can include that base number I gave. At most, if I say I have at most 20 students in each of my classes, that means I have no more than 20. But I can include 20, so that means our symbol will be less than or equal to. Alright, so we're going to use those and you can refer back to those. So the first statement is Caleb has at least $5. So because it says at least, that means we can include it on our graph. So go ahead and put that closed circle on there. Our inequality would be x, and because it's at least, that means we can have more than that, greater than or equal to 5. So now when we go to shade, that means we shade everything to the right, everything bigger than 5. Okay. B, Tara has no more than $5. So that means that Tara Tara doesn't include $5, alright, but she has more than that. Oh, I don't know why I put the word no in there. So that means we don't include the 5 this time, and our inequality would be x is greater than 5, so we just want everything bigger than 5. She has more than $5. So, like $5.50, $6, $7, and so on. Okay. C, Vanessa has at most $5. So she can have that $5, but she has at most that, so no more than that. Which means her inequality would be x is less than or equal to 5. And when we shade, we're shading everything smaller than 5. Because she doesn't have anything more than $5. And then our last one here, Lisa has less than $5, so this one's a pretty nice one. It'd be x is less than 5, so we can't include the 5, but we shade everything to the left of it. Alright, so those were our first few examples, and we can see how they're different and the different words that we use. Example 2 says, Kelly works for a quick oil change. If customers have to wait longer than 20 minutes for the oil change, the company does not charge for the service. The fastest oil change Kelly has ever done took 6 minutes. Show the possible customer wait times in which the company charges the customer. So, they charge they do not charge if the wait time is longer than 20 minutes. So we're going to include that 20 here, so go ahead and put a dot there. Alright, but the shortest one that's ever happened was 6 minutes, so that means we also need to include our 6 here. Okay, so they want to know the wait times in which the company charges. Well, it'd be anything in between that then. All the way up to 20, because anything more than 20 means they don't charge. So you're going to shade everything in the middle there. So when we go to write our inequality, that means our x is going to be in the middle of two numbers. It's going to be in between 6 and 20. Right? Remember, 6 is the smaller one, so this is going to be less than or equal to. And then this one will be the same thing, less than or equal to. And we put equal to because we can include those times. Alright, so go ahead and flip the page. We've got a few more examples here we're going to do. Example 3 says Guy has been mowing lawns to save money for a concert. Guy will need to work for at least, underline that, 6 hours to save enough money, but he must work less than 16 hours this week. Write an inequality to represent the situation and then graph. So, at least 6 hours means we can include that 6. So we're going to put a closed dot on 6 on the graph. But then less than 16 means we cannot include 16, so that will be an open dot. And we're looking at anything in the middle here. Okay, so again, we're going to put our x in the middle. X has to be less than 16 Alright? But it can be greater than or equal to 6. Okay? The next one says, Blake is at most 2 meters above sea level. So again, we have that word at most. So that means we can include the 2. So go ahead and put a closed dot on 2. But at most means he can't be greater than 2. So that means we want everything less than 2, so everything to the left of 2. So when we write our inequality, we would have x is less than or equal to 2. Number 2 here says Edith must read for a minimum of 20 minutes. So that means she can read 20 minutes. That's okay. She won't get in trouble for that. But a minimum means she should be reading more than that. So we're going to sheet everything bigger than 20 to meet her minimum amount. So we write our inequality would be x is greater than, we want everything bigger, or equal to 20. And then the last one here, it says Travis milks his cows each morning. He has never gotten less than 3 gallons of milk. However, he always gets less than 9 gallons of milk. Alright, so he never gets anything less than 3, means that 3 is our bottom cutoff point. So we can include 3 though. But he always gets less than 9, which means we cannot include 9 because he always gets smaller than that. So we want everything in between. Alright, so if we write our inequality, we put x in the middle. We want x less than 9. And then we want x greater than or equal to 3. Okay, so we're going to stop here for now. We'll do some more practice in class, and then we'll go over any questions you have as well.